Hello, my dear students. This is Mrs. Shaima Gharib, and today's lesson about percent of an amount using fractions. How we are going to calculate the percent of an amount using fraction. Before you watch this video, you have to revise the video of fractions decimal percentages to understand this part well. Let's start by revising some rules. Before you watch any video, you have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready? Let's start. First, let's start how we can change a percent into a fraction in the simplest form. The 10% of an amount is same as we said before in previous videos, 10 over 100, and in the simplest form, it's 1 over 10. So instead of calculating 10% of an amount, we said in the previous videos, it's same as 1/10 of this amount, which means divide the amount by 10. We just divide the amount by 10. Okay, what about the 20%? Do you remember the 20% as a fraction? It was in the simplest form, 1/5. So if I have to calculate 20% of an amount, I can only calculate 1/5 of this amount. They are equal, okay? For the 25% of an amount, I can calculate quarter of this amount because 25% is same as 1/4 of this amount. Now let's see more fractions. What about the 30%? The 30% is 3 over 10 of this amount, or 3/10 of this amount. What about the 40%? Do you remember the 40% in the simplest form? It was 2/5. So if I have 40% of an amount, I can only calculate 2/5 of this amount. And the 20% is 1/5. Okay, what about the 60%? 60% equals 3/5 of this amount. So the 40% is 2/5. The 60% is 3/5. What about the 75% of an amount? It's same as 3/4 of this amount. Okay, what about the 50%? Of course, it's half of this amount. What about 12.5? Do you remember the 12.5? What fraction was it? It was 1/8 of this amount. So in order to calculate the 75%, I will calculate 3/4 of the amount. For the 50%, half of the amount. For 12.5%, it is 1/8 of the amount. Now let's see. The 70% is same as 7/10. What about the 80%? Do you remember? It is 4/5 of the amount. And the 90% is 9/10 of the amount. It's really important to know all these conversions or equivalence fractions to the amounts, to these percentages, before you start to work any percent of an amount. Now, let's see some examples. 10% of 65. We said before that the 10%, when I have a 10% of an amount, it means I'm going to divide by 10. So I will divide by 10. So 56 divided by 10 equals, yes, 5.6. What about 20%? We said 20% means 1/5 of 80. So 20% of $80 is same as 1/5 of 80. 80 divided by 5 equals, so do you remember how we find the fraction of an amount? We divide the amount by down, then we multiply up. Okay, so 80 divided by 5 equals 16. 16 times 1 equals 16. 25% of 32 kilograms. And please don't forget the unit. The unit here should be dollar, and the unit here is dollar, and the unit in this example is kilograms. The 25%, we said before, it is quarter of the amount. So quarter of 32, 32 divided by 4 equals 8, and I have to put the unit, which is kilogram. Then, next question, 75% of 40. What the meaning of 75%? It's same as 3 quarters. So 3 quarters of 40. Let's do it. 40 divided by 4 equals 10. 10 times 3 equals 30, and the unit is kilogram. Let's try more percentages. 30% of 120 kilogram. So 30%, what fraction is it? It is 3/10. So 3/10 of 120. So 120 divided by 10 equals 12. Then 12 times 3 equals 36 kilogram. Okay? 40% of 65 kilometer. So the 40%, what fraction is it? It's 2/5. So 2/5 of 65. Let's do it. 65 divided by 5 equals 13. 13 times 2 equals, yes, 26 kilometer. 60% of 60 meters. So the 60%, what do you think? It's 3/5. Or I can write it as 6/10. Whatever, both are correct. So 3/5 of 60, divide the 60 by 5 equals 12. 12 times 3 equals 36 meter. 70% of 500 kilometer. 70%, what fraction is it? 7/10, or 70 over 100. Because this is a multiple of 100, so I will write it as 70 over 100 to make the division easier. So 500 divided by 100 equals 5. 5 times 70, same as 5 times 7, 35. Then 5 times 70 will be, yes, 350. And don't forget the unit, kilometer. Now it's our questions time. Are you ready? Let's start. So, first question is 50% of $31, 12.5% of 48 kilograms, 80% of 45 kilograms, and 90% of $60. Let's start the first one. 50% means half. So half 31 equals, yes, 15.5. Don't forget the unit, dollars. And 12.5%, we said before 12.5 is, what fraction is 1/8. So I need to calculate 1/8 of 48 kilograms. 48 divided by 8 equals, yes, 6. And don't forget the unit, kilogram. 80% of 45 kilograms, the 80% is same as 4/5. So 4/5 of 45, 45 divided by 5 equals 9. 9 times 4 equals 36 kilogram. Okay? The last one is 90% of $60, and the 90% is 9/10 of 60. So 90% equals 9/10. Now 9/10 of 60, 60 divided by 10 equals 6. 6 times 9 equals 54, and don't forget the unit, dollars. Now let's read this question. Ahmed saved the $500. He spent 80% of his money, which means of the $500. So he spent 80% of $500 on a new shirt. How much money is left with him? So first I need to calculate how much money he spent on the shirt. So 80% of 500, do you remember the 80% is? Yes, 4/5 or 80 over 100. The one you like, you can do it. Both are correct. So I will use the 80 over 100 because I have a multiple of 100. So 500 divided by 100 equals 5. 5 times 80 equals $400. Then he spent $400 on the new shirt. Okay? Let's see the second question. Lily saved 30% more than Ahmed. She saved 30% more than Ahmed. Ahmed saved $500. So I need to calculate 30% more than the $500. So first I will calculate the 30% of 500. Exactly the same way. 30 over 100 of 500. 500 divided by 100 equals 5. 5 times 30 equals $150. Is this the money that Lily saved? No, this is only the 30%. So she saved the 30% more than Ahmed, which means she saved 500 plus 150. So 500 plus 150 means $650. So now we know that Lily saved $650. Yasin saved 15% less than Ahmed. How much money did Yasin save? So first, I need to calculate 15% of the 500 that Ahmed saved. So 15%, do you remember how we calculate the 15%? I can get the 10%, which is, what is the 10% of 500? 10% of 500 equals 50. Then I will calculate the 5% of 500, which is, the 5% is half the 10%. So it will be 25. Then the 15% equals $75. Okay? So this is this how much Yasin saved? No, he saved 15% less than Ahmed, which means $75 less than Ahmed, less than the 500. So 500 minus 75 equals, yes, 425. So this is the amount that Yasin saved.
This is the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment and I will answer you as soon as possible. Please remember that your feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you very much and have a nice day.